Grieving Sisters. I'm Jessica.
I'm Elizabeth.
And we have two special guests. First of all, we're just so excited to have two people in two chairs here. Like, we've never been at the ends
Look
of
at
the
us,
table.
we're growing. We got 4 people here today.
Right,
It's so
finally.
exciting.
So excited about that. But I think the most, there's just so many layers of excitement of this episode, only because we had a snow day. Then we changed it up.
Right.
This, we're in Jersey, so you already know, like, this weather is just a hot mess.
It's been crazy.
We're in winter, and this is what winter is, and we got to get over it. But that's not even it. I also think with just you and I talking, Dan, and again, we're going to introduce and everything like that, but I just think that we had such a solid couple of parallels, and I can't wait to share. And, we had a lot of 6 degrees of separation over here, too, with some other people that we know. But go ahead, introduce yourselves. I'm not even going to I want y'all to talk. Because we just want some male presence. We have a lot of female. We have males that have been on here, but I think we got to put some spotlight into you guys.
Yeah.
So my name is Daniel Ratchford, and born and raised in the Bronx. Have known my brother Q for a very long time, and we came together to form an organization called Broreavement.
I love that name.
I know. I need a hat.
Oh, you got it.
I'm like, I need a hat for
Bring
sure.
us no merch.
No merch.
No, but we're
it.
very, very, very excited to have you guys.
So can you just tell us a little bit? And then, also I wanted to let the audience know that this is the Podcast-a-thon. This is a special episode.
Yes.
So shout out to Podcast-a-thon, reaching out to Daniel, and everything just really works out in alignment. And I think everything really worked out to be this. And this is also a charity episode, and we'll get into that. But we want to let you guys talk about your story first and how we got to bereavement.
Definitely.
Go ahead.
So, yeah.
Go ahead. Y'all don't have to be scared.
Yeah,
No,
we
we
good.
good.
So, Broreavement was born out of just isolation. 16 years ago, I lost my wife, Medina, the mother to my 2 children. And, dealing with my grief and my children's grief was very hard. Being a man, born and raised in the Bronx, don't cry, all the things that men are taught, over the years.
Especially in our community.
Oh, for
I feel
real.
like the Black and Brown community, we had an episode about that, grieving while being a person of color.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's different. And,
Yeah.
and this is what we're trying to tackle. But, just living through, I had to fend for my kids, and I had to support my kids. So I was working, not taking care of myself, and was looking for an organization, a mentor, someone to help guide me through grief,
Right.
because I didn't know much about it. I was 29 years old.
Wow.
I was a kid,
Yeah.
living through 10 years of Medina being in and out of the hospital.
Wow.
All different types of surgeries, heart attacks, strokes. She eventually lost her legs before she passed away. So, it was a lot of trauma.
Mm-hmm. The anticipation grief.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were
And-
just talking about that.
Mm-hmm.
And my kids and I were dealing with all of that. So after she passed, it was a lot to get over.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know how. So I turned to exactly what guys turn to when they're stressed and just trying to get away from something. So alcohol, marijuana, gambling, women, it just became doing whatever possible to cope and to numb myself.
Right.
So after years and years and years of that, just wanting to get into a healthier space for me and for my kids, decided life is better than this.
Yeah.
So we turn this pain into something positive.
Right.
And I was just lucky enough to have my brother Q to kind of just bounce this idea off of and.
But Q, you just seem like you just down. You just
No,
down.
So actually, when all of this happened,
Mm-hmm.
I was it was kind of fresh. My son had just passed.
Oh my goodness. I'm
And
so sorry for you
I was
both.
just-
Yeah.
I was numb. I was just all over the place. A lot of
Right.
emotions running through me.
Sure.
But I was looking for something to do, something to pour into give me some
Give
an
back.
outlet.
Yes, an outlet.
Because when my son passed, I did receive a lot of support, a lot of love. I had a lot of, I know I was very fortunate, like my community where I grew up, in Throgs Neck, my family. I come from a very big family.
Sure.
And friends, my brothers, everybody, so they kept me afloat,
Right.
But I knew that I needed to pour into something. I needed a purpose. I needed
Purpose.
something to...
You turned pain to purpose.
Yes, I needed something to, like, pour into.
Right.
Right. So this was just perfect time. It just lined up perfect,
So it was just like back, kind of like you were going through it and then you got hit with it.
So what happened is he started journaling.
Yeah.
He started writing.
Wow.
And he was sharing it through like our group chat. It was
Okay.
like around COVID time. So, we're all in these group chats and stuff. So he was sharing it, and at the time I was like, I was going through so much stuff, but I couldn't
Get it out.
verbalize it. I couldn't like process what I was going through.
Right.
So seeing him write it, and I was like, yo, keep that up. That's good. Like, it was
And
inspiring.
it was the spark. It
Right.
was the spark that I needed, just to know that I wasn't alone.
Right.
In this, like
You're never
the
alone.
stuff
You're not alone.
Yeah.
the stuff I was putting on paper was my story, and the group chat that we had, it was about 12, 13 guys on there,
Wow.
and only one guy responded.
You.
Wow.
Not because they didn't love me or
Right,
They don't know how.
They
They
don't
didn't
know
know
how.
how.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then how is that going to look on them? Is that going to demasculate
It's-
them? Like,
It's really because like people don't really know what to do. Like,
No.
what do you do?
right. Right.
So I guess people rather be silent than to say the wrong thing or So that's how.
Yeah,
it
we
is,
talked about that too. We had an episode about like what to
Yeah.
say and what not to say, and it's like you can go down all these lines, but it's like even to males, and I also feel like there's a different pressure on you guys as well when it comes to grief.
Oh, definitely.
Like we also talk about
We talk about that so much.
yeah, like men, it's like you guys have to stay strong and you got to still support for your family and you still got to provide, and it's like
Right.
how? Like when do you have the time, the chance
Right,
to
because
process
there's a societal pressure around like you still have to be a provider, you still
Yep.
have to be strong.
Yep.
And, being parents, it's like you still have to be strong for your kids and things like that. And it's the world accepts women in their grief
Right.
way easier than they accept men in their grief.
Right.
Which is why it was so important when we connected with you guys. We were like, this is what we want. We want more male representation
Right.
in this field of
Just to have
yeah.
the knowledge of it.
Yeah.
And if anybody's out there that they're like, okay, well, you know what, we're going to reach out to Daniel, we're going to reach out to Q, because you know what, we know that they went through it, and this is the flip side of it. This is
Right.
the other end of it.
Right.
So that's the good thing about bereavement. The space we created is where men can come in and leave all of that.
Right.
Right.
This is amazing.
Like
I
that
love
that room, you leave all of that before you come into it. You're able to be vulnerable.
Right.
You're able to be yourself.
Right.
You don't have to put on a front
Right.
or a show. And
What emotions surprised you both the most about like during your grief journey?
for me, it was anger.
It's me.
For me, it was anger because for me, I'm mostly like even keel. Like
Right.
I'm mellow. I'm cool.
Yeah.
And I just felt like myself being snappy and
I've been
Irritable.
telling
More
everybody
more
off for a
direct.
straight year.
She has been. She's been sending
I've been-
everybody to hell.
I've been sending everybody. I have been telling
That's okay.
everybody
Yeah.
off for
'Cause
a
she just hit a
straight
year.
year. I just
She
hit my
hit
year.
it.
Yeah.
In November.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I've just like one of my best friends is like, okay, bye Liz. It was fun hanging out with you. Don't tell nobody off today.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why is she saying that? And I really had to
Right.
recognize that. Like, wow, I am angry.
Yeah.
I am
Exactly,
angry.
yeah.
And it's like, who do you take that anger out on?
And it's weird because it just comes out. Like I remember we were moving my daughter into college, and we had the whole family. It was it was
That's a big
exciting time.
deal.
Yeah.
So we're putting everything up in her room and all of that. But we supposed to been out of there like 2 hours ago. And the family's still
black-
in there,
not-
and I
not
just
black
went off.
people.
I went
Not
off.
black
I went off on everybody.
Not us.
We're gonna start
Like-
3 hours late and
Yes,
take another
yes.
2 hours.
Yes.
Yeah, my sister's in there with a drill, like, dude,
Doing it
I
all.
just like went off on her like out of nowhere, like, and I swear it was bad, and I was like,
It's surprising.
and it just came out, and I'm like, I don't not even like that,
Right, right.
but it just came out, and we out there in the Airbnb, so we get back home, she just left.
She was like, I've had it.
Yeah.
You know, but I'm pretty sure, you know, they understand. But
She
it's like,
understood.
you know, it just comes out and you don't understand, like, where is it coming from? Or, you know, it
Right.
definitely not me and my behavior.
Yeah.
Right, right.
Normal,
It's out of your
so-
character.
Right.
I feel like I'm a goofball. Like
Yeah.
I'm silly. I'm goofy. I'm always cracking jokes.
Right.
And I still do that, right? Like
Right.
that's still who you are.
Right.
You're still keep who you are.
Right.
But then there's this side of you. And I think, I don't know, maybe you can see your reflection, but for me, I feel like I get overwhelmed so easy.
Okay.
And then when I get overwhelmed so easy,
That's when
then
the
that's
trigger
when the
comes
anger
in.
comes out too.
Yeah.
It's like once you feel overwhelmed. What feeling surprised you
Yeah.
the most in your grief?
For me, it's the longevity. It's not going anywhere. That's what I figured out. Like
Right.
it's not something you're actually gonna get over. Something that's gonna be with me for the rest of my life, and
Yeah.
and I've learned to accept that. You know, and learn to walk with that.
Yeah.
And you know, it,
Well, what
and
what do they say? Grief is like you have
a rock in
rocks,
your pocket, a
rock-
boulder in your pocket.
Yes,
when you
Yeah.
first
boulders.
start.
Yes, yes.
And as the journey goes on, it becomes a
away.
little lighter and lighter,
Yeah.
but it
Yeah.
stays there.
Yeah,
Right.
grief is not something that you'll ever get over. You have to learn how to live around it
Yes.
Right.
Right.
And accept it. Right.
and accept it.
Absolutely.
It's a part of your. It's not going anywhere.
For me too, I learned, you know, the times that I've had with Medina, you know, I look at them differently now. You know, it used to bring me like sadness and used to be heavy,
Right.
but now I'm just happy that I had those moments
Right.
with her.
Now
you
you
know,
flipped
so
it.
so it's turned into happiness and joy and just I appreciate the time that we had.
Right.
Exactly.
That grief and joy.
It's a really beautiful thing when you can look back and even for a split second you can like smile or laugh about moments
Right.
because it's true. You get into these lulls where it's like anything that reminds you of the person who passed just brings this devastation and sadness. And then
'Cause you
when you
just
get
wish
to
they were
these little
here.
right, I mean, even like stupid things on Instagram. Like my sister was just as silly as me, and like I will find that I'll go to DM her something funny,
Right.
and then I'll get really sad. And lately, I've been like, oh, she would have got a kick out of
Oh,
this.
that's how my brother. Even with
You know?
COVID starting, I would have like he would have been like, "You see this mess?"
Our siblings
Or
were
even
so
just like,
funny. Our
Yes.
siblings
and the
were
thing is,
so
they knew
funny,
each other.
and
Like
they
we
knew each
really
other.
like she used to, they used to call my little brother Raisin Head because he had
Yeah.
like little curls. Like
Yeah.
they like we all had like running jokes. Like so, it was just even much. So as you guys created Bereavement, I felt this was the best way for both of us to be able to express our
Yes.
like our grief. And although like my brother's been gone 7 years, his 7 year just passed. But she's so fresh into it, and I'm like, yeah, girl, I've been there. She's like, yeah, but what do you do?
Yeah.
What do I like, Jess? Like, I
Yeah.
like, and she has been like leaning on me, and I'm here for it because right now it's like you actually hit like an awakening, and that's where I feel, and maybe that's my assumption, but that's where like bereavement like kind of came from, was that like an awakening?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely an awakening. And, going back to the journaling.
Yeah.
I was in an Uber, just sharing my story, and the young lady is like, you should tell this story. Like, people
Right.
need to hear this. This can help people. And it was like the light bulb went off. Like, maybe this is why I've been through everything that I've been through, just to show that there is another side to it,
Right.
and that happiness, is in the distance, but we're headed in that way.
Right.
So,
And also, it doesn't, like Jess says all the time, grief doesn't need to be taboo.
Right.
Yeah,
It doesn't need
man.
to be something that we have to hide and cover and not be a part of our life. Like,
Right.
I met somebody like out at brunch. And like, he was kind of hollering at me, you know what I mean? And we were talking, and then, and I was so proud of him. I don't know this man, right? But he said, like, oh, is that? Damn, I should not tell the story.
No,
'cause
well,
he
okay,
watches
forget
the
it.
episode.
Okay.
But no. I'm just saying, like, it was like who's the picture on my phone is my sister. And he's like, oh, is that a picture of you? And I was like, no, it's my sister. And I was like, I'm not talking about her. I'm not talking about death. I'm not going to do this. Like, I told myself, like, I'm not going to share. I'm not going to. And I am a sharer. And I was like, I'm not doing this. I'm not just going to talk to every stranger about my sister. And his friend said, oh, I see she's military. I'm military. Where's she stationed? And I said, fuck.
Yeah.
And I said, she's no longer with us, but she was stationed here, and there. And the guy said, no way, I lost my brother.
Wow.
That
And I
energy.
sat down,
Yep.
and what I thought would be a flirty convo turned into like a 25-minute convo about sibling grief and losing your grief and how dark it got, especially in that first year, how dark it is. And I was like, you know what? I talk about this all the time. I got a podcast. Like, let me see. Da-da-da. And I was just like, sometimes you don't know why you say things to people. And in that
alignment.
moment, he was like, it went from "Sup, beautiful" to like, "Hey, my brother died," and I was like, "Yo, I'm sitting down. Like, we gotta talk about this. Like, we gotta talk about this."
Yeah.
And it was really great because I just feel like, part of the healing in grief is like to be seen, and it's like in that moment, I was seen, he was seen, and it was like, if
Right.
we can just continue to do this with
And just
people that we
validate
need,
people.
just validate.
You
like,
know what I'm
People
saying?
can
Because
do
like
it.
we
Yeah.
also need that too, but also men need that, So can you tell us a little bit more like about bereavement? What do you guys do? How are these workshops a little bit different from like your traditional therapy?
Definitely.
You know?
So we came up with a concept where we'll put on like an activity
Okay.
or some kind of
function.
function. Like we do cooking classes, art classes, journaling, all kind of.
And
different
specifically
things.
for males.
This is all
Males.
All
Okay.
males,
So
yes.
that's the niche, guys. That's all
Yes.
males.
Yep.
So we put on these different things, and we learn that once people are in the room doing an activity, they loosen
They
up.
start talking.
The
They
camaraderie.
get familiar with the person next to
That's right.
them, and it enlightens the room.
Yes.
And then we'll come up with a topic and we'll discuss it. And
So
then
it's like
we'll-
your group therapy.
Yeah, so we just, like, we're not licensed therapists or anything, but we're
Okay.
just creating a space for men to hold a conversation.
That's right.
To be vulnerable, to share.
And it's in a positive way, not
Yes.
not in jail.
Exactly.
Right? And it's unfortunate.
And then we're also
Hopefully
showing them a
preventing
skill.
them.
Yes,
We're also
correct.
showing them a skill
Right.
that they could do at home with their loved ones or their family, just a healthy coping skill.
That's it.
As opposed to going to the normal,
Drinking,
going to the bar or whatever,
right,
stuff
right.
like that. So,
Drink and drive, the whole nine.
And
Yeah.
we're learning that there aren't too many spaces for men to go
Nope.
to. We had a cooking class Father's Day weekend last year, and we went around the room. What else is going on this weekend for you guys? Got quiet.
Right.
And you compare that to Mother's Day weekend, I'm just saying.
Right. We've got
Yeah.
there's
Vision
so
boards,
Yes.
the
the
brunches,
vision boards, the
brunches.
brunches, the
We
paint
love
and
it.
sips,
Yeah.
the ceramics, the stuff,
Everything.
which is things that everybody
Sure.
can do.
Yeah.
Sure.
Men can do paint and sip. We can do ceramics class. We
Right.
can do whatever. But it's like you have to.
But I feel like
really
sometimes fathers
invite.
aren't always appreciated. I mean, and I don't want to go down this
I know.
line.
It's
I'm
true,
not going to
though.
go down this line, but I
it's
am going to
true.
say that there's always like that male bash. Oh, my deadbeat baby daddy and all this, that, and the
Yeah.
other. Like they start to go
Yeah.
down that line. And I
Right.
feel like Father's Day isn't as recognized as much as Mother's
Right.
Day.
It's
Listen,
like
there's
it's Mother's
deadbeat
Day.
mothers.
What are all the special?
Yep, ma'am. Bing.
I've been going down the TikTok hole about that.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Marv.
listen, right, right.
But I mean, I just feel like it's not as recognized. So even for you guys to do something on Father's Day, I think is very important, right? Because especially if they did lose a child, or even if they lost their dad, they were really close, or their dad is incarcerated, or there's just like so many different scenarios that we can break down. But you just gave them that safe space and something memorable that they can also have something tangible. Because I know you guys were doing vision boards. I did see something on their Instagram. They were doing vision boards. There was something else that you guys just did.
Vision boards. A couple of weeks ago, we had a gaming tournament for young men to kind of come to. The teens, they like to do the video games. So we had something for them. What else? Paintballing trips, fishing
Yeah.
trips.
Trips.
The
Yeah.
fishing trips.
The fishing
are-
trips
I was gonna
are
say.
amazing.
Yeah, that's like our
That's
number one
staple.
thing.
Yeah?
Is it?
Wow.
Yeah.
People, you don't realize how comfortable it
And
is
it's
to
calming.
be out on the water.
In the water.
Yes,
Yep.
yes.
Yep.
And
That grounds you.
Yeah.
And then you're catching fish. You get
Yes.
to take it home.
Yes.
It's
Also, there's nowhere to hide.
exactly.
When you're
true.
on a boat and you're there,
You're confronting.
You're confronting what you're dealing with. You
Yeah.
can't really
Can't run.
I'm sure that there's, and I'm sure you guys have seen it, where some people open up more than others, and some are kind of just observing and waiting for a safe space, a safe time for them to talk.
And those
they
are the
can
ones that
kind
come
of-
back multiple times.
Definitely.
The
And then-
quiet
And
ones.
then also being from like these marginalized communities and
Yes.
stuff, like people are not exposed to that. They're
No.
not given that opportunity.
No.
So a lot of the stuff we do is a first for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Right.
Like we do gardening. All kind
Wow.
of stuff. So
And that's
you know,
you know we need it.
Botanical gardens.
Yeah,
I love that.
I love it. I love it.
that.
I love it.
so a lot of the stuff we do is first for us as well.
Exactly.
Yeah,
We're
I'm sure.
experiencing it. Yep.
Yeah.
But that's important. Like experiencing
Right.
things for the first time. So many people are going through grief for the first
First
time
time.
in their life.
That's right.
And we were just talking about how loss of a child, loss of a sibling, loss of a parent, the grief is always different.
Right.
There's no two
And you
same
can't compare
roads.
it. You just you
can't.
really can't compare it. What other like why do you feel like recreation and movement is important of a part of the healing?
Because when you're going through grief, like sometimes you're numb, you're still, you're stationary, and not just in your movement, in your thoughts as well.
Right.
So putting on these different activities, get you moving, it gets your mind going.
The neuroplasticity.
You know, so
going.
it's important.
And also to get the men out of isolation.
Yeah.
Because that's definitely what men do. They go into isolation. Oh,
Big
leave
time.
me alone.
Right.
I can deal with this myself. And
I don't need nobody.
Yeah, bringing them around people in the same space.
Right.
You know, it allows them to see, yo, I'm not going through this alone. So
Right.
So opening up, it becomes a little bit easier.
What do you feel like has been like your most success with? I mean, besides the charity, which we'll get into, what has been like one of your most successful workshops?
Well, definitely the fishing.
The fishing.
I
The
would say.
fishing.
is fun.
And we did a prom drive.
Yeah, that's the one that we're going to talk about.
We're gonna talk.
We're going to get on that.
All right.
Because this is the one that we decided that I think was the
We're
good
gonna do a
one.
fundraiser.
Yeah, we'll
Okay.
do the fundraiser for
Perfect.
that, and we'll run the episode, and then we'll also run it again when keep pushing for it.
One of the things I'm most proud of, there was a young man that I was listening to Sway in the morning one day.
Oh my God, did you bring it back this way?
Yo, Sway. Yeah.
Sway, you ain't got the answers.
Yeah.
You ain't got the answers. No, let me stop.
We're aging ourselves.
Yeah. I know.
One morning I'm listening to his show and there's a gentleman who gets on and he was telling his story about his son and how his son died by suicide. And he left his his social media information, and I reached out like, listen, this is what we have going on. You're invited to come to a cooking class. And he showed up. He lived all the way out in Long Island.
Wow.
Big Bear.
Big
Jay.
Bear, yeah. Shout out to Big Bear,
Yeah.
man.
So
Wow.
he came through, with all of his energy and, just seeing that, once again, you're not alone. There's a lot of us going through these things. And he was able to just open up and not being afraid to be vulnerable. And a couple of months later, he started his own foundation for his son.
Wow.
You know,
He needed that time though, the time to figure it out.
Yeah, and he's doing it. He's
Wow.
out in Long Island. He has
That's
his own
amazing.
thing going on, and it's hard to pull him back across the pitch
Yeah,
to get
yeah.
do things. But we understand, and,
Right.
and he's definitely someone I'm proud of.
Right.
I look at him as a big brother, and
It's crazy, and I wanted to say this in one of our episodes. I feel that we get the most support from strangers. And the reason why that is because we have now shifted. Our identity is so different after grief hits us. The people still want to hold on to the old us. Like we've talked about, like,
We've
yo,
talked about
we
it
the
so
life of
much.
the party. Like we're the ones, we out
Yeah.
partying till 5, 6 o'clock. We're the ones dancing and
Right.
just jokesters and stuff. But when that grief, I know for me, I can speak personally.
No, same.
People were trying to bring me out, and I'm like, yeah, I'm coming, but like I'll hear a song and I'm like, bah! I'm crying in the corner. And they're like, get it together, death is the inevitable. Remember somebody told me that? I was like
Yeah.
6 months into grieving my brother.
Yeah.
Death is the inevitable. It's gonna happen to anyone. Like, yo, I just lost my baby
over
brother.
it.
Get over it. He's 29 years old. He didn't even have a family. Like,
Right.
what? Like, and you were supposed to be my best friend. You was my dogs. You was my
Right.
road dogs. Nah.
Right.
They
Right.
were just trying to hold on to that old Jessica, and they weren't ready to accept the awakening. Now, and do you feel like sometimes even after that grief, you're like, oh, you think you trying to be funny? Okay, now I see you getting cut. Like your tolerance is at like
Right.
Your
zip
circle
zero.
changes.
What I also learned is that it's also like levels too, because we have been conditioned to deal with death in so many ways where we like normalize it. But then there's these deaths that happen that you can't normalize.
Right. You can't.
It's just so
You can't
it's so
understand.
profound,
And you question your faith.
It crushes so many different things. And maybe they haven't experienced that yet.
Well, and that's it. But you know it's coming.
Right.
That's what we say. We say it's just
It's only a matter of time.
it's
Right.
only a matter of
Don't
time.
call me though.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Don't call
So-
me.
Right, because we expect our grandparents. We expect
Right.
Right.
okay, we have younger siblings,
Yes.
children,
You're right,
spouses,
right.
people who you just like you don't fathom it.
Right.
You just don't fathom that that's going to happen.
Right. And it's like, why? Why? What is it? What are you trying to prove? Like, it's like,
What are we supposed to
what are we
learn
supposed
from
to
this?
learn from this? Like, and then you got to take more steps back. And it's like, okay, what is it that you're trying to awaken in me? What is the purpose? Then you're trying to put me into my purpose, And at least that's what I feel like we were going to talk about. We have an episode coming up talking about surviving the first year. And that was one of those steps of an awakening is like,
Yeah.
it really shocks you to the core. Like
Yeah.
nothing will faze me in life the way that my brother passed.
Yeah.
Nothing. Not my dad when he passed. Didn't faze me.
Right.
Nothing. I don't think anything will shock me to my core
Right.
the way my brother did.
Right.
I can imagine.
I think for me, just finding my purpose has
Yeah.
kind of just put me in a different space. Most of my friends know what I'm doing every weekend. So y'all know where to find me.
Right.
Y'all know where to find me. If
Right.
y'all want to hang out, y'all know where to find me.
Right.
'Cause I'm, and
You're
we're
not
doing
at the
fun
club.
stuff. Exactly.
You're not at the club.
We're not doing that anymore.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, we can't even stay up late. And whose knees is good? And my knees are not good. I'm like, I don't know if you
Talk
see me
about
under
my
the table.
knees.
I'm sitting there cracking my kneecap. Like, after 40.
Like exactly.
We're-
Oh man.
It's like we don't want to go out anyway, but yeah, we're grieving. So cut us some slack,
right.
please.
Give us a couple of things. What do you think is what are the long-term consequences of unaddressed childhood grief that you guys at least witnessed? Because I'm sure, like you mentioned the anger,
So this for me is kind of personal because my children
Yeah.
were young. They were 11 and 10.
Those are
at the
crucial
time.
ages. Those are
Yeah.
crucial ages.
So at the time, they didn't know how to get some of that grief out of them, how to talk about it. And I have a boy and a girl, Malia and Dan. They both went through their own journey, and as time went on, they kind of switched. My daughter, I took it very hard at first. And, through her going to therapy, through her talking about it, being able to express herself, she's in a very comfortable space and
Sure.
she doesn't have a problem talking about her mom. Son, opposite. He went through school straight A's.
Yeah,
college,
the overachiever. The
college,
overachiever, yeah.
Not easy.
Yeah.
And, I don't know if it's because of me starting this organization and being able to talk about his mom. Like, it kind of switched. So now it's hitting him, and he's in a space
He had
where
the delayed. It was delayed.
he's trying to figure things out now. So it's tough.
And it's
tough.
also it's tough for them because they're also at that age that they're gonna get married, they're gonna have children, and their mom's not there.
Yeah.
And that's another stage of grief that's faced with.
Right, you grieve your experience with this person that you loved, and then you grieve all the like what it could have been.
Yeah.
What ifs? Yeah.
Yeah, and for me, my daughter, she's just my inspiration.
No,
she's so
yeah,
solid.
daddy's girl.
Listen, this girl amazes me.
Yeah.
She's just like, she used it, and it just fueled her.
Fueled her up.
That's
She
how I feel
is.
about that.
I'm
Yeah.
just so lucky that is what happened.
Right.
But so when it happened, she was in college, but it was around the coronavirus time. So
Okay.
everything was online. Her first year of college was all
Thankfully,
online.
right?
And then it was time for her to go away to school. So, kind of had our apprehension, should we do it? But we was like, we want you to live.
Right.
You have to experience this. This is, and my son's death anniversary is March 10th. So
Wow.
this
So
year
it's coming up.
Yeah, his name is Dijon. I keep
Dijon.
saying my son Dijon. But
Say his name. That's
Right.
right. Say his
That's right.
name. That's
so
right.
March 10th will make 5 years.
5 years. Wow.
Right. So
Feels like yesterday.
around the first 1 year anniversary, she kind of wanted to come home and be with the family. But the school was like, you can't miss these classes. It's just impossible for it to happen. But she spoke up. She advocated for herself
Good.
at the school. And they were able to get her some counseling. They were able to do a lot of things to like make her comfortable and
To stay
make her
there.
feel at home. Shout out to Morgan State.
Oh,
So,
she went to Morgan.
Yeah, shout out to Morgan
Okay.
State,
All
yes.
right.
Yeah,
I
so,
love to hear that.
So like she just took off. She excelled there. She blossomed. I watched her grow.
Congratulations.
Yeah. So
You know?
I'm just so proud of Peyton. And
Yeah.
so like it just had the, and it's you know she's going through life without her big brother, which is a protector, and
Right.
they were so close. They're 2 years apart,
Yeah.
but she's holding it down.
She's doing excellent. Yeah.
Yeah,
She is.
that's
Brag,
amazing.
bro.
It's amazing.
That's right. Brag
Brag.
about your girl.
We always talk about the resilience of children and
Yes.
what we can learn from them.
Yes.
So she's in grad school now. She's at
Good
Howard
for her.
now.
Oh,
Yeah.
damn, she is doing the
Listen.
thing. I love it. Go, girl.
Yes.
And I mean, her parents are obviously so supportive, and
Yes.
you know, you guys are very blessed with that. That's amazing to hear. That's so amazing. Do you feel like even having such the tragedy, like, did you find it hard to celebrate her? Or were you able to differentiate it?
No, it's always been easy to celebrate.
Okay.
It's always been easy to celebrate because I mean, for me, like with my son passing, like it just was like a shock. But I didn't have any regrets because I did everything with him.
Right.
I did everything with him. We so many memories, so much, you know. So it was no regret there. It just was more so like a shock. Like you know, he was the life of the house, prankster, you know. So that more so was what it was. But
Right.
Celebrating, I found it hard to like initially like smile and laugh.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
And-
You feel
That-
guilty for having joy.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So that
Yeah.
initially, yes, that did happen initially. But over time, you know, you just learn to cope with it a
Right.
little better.
What can you tell maybe our audience, like if there's a man or like a young man or even children, like, I don't know, we haven't really, I think we've had young men like 18, 19, like they've actually messaged us on
Yeah.
Instagram, like
Oh,
in
wow.
the DM, they were like, wow, we felt this. And it was like, I think the Kobe thing was really like, we talked
When
about.
we talked about celebrities.
Yeah, when we had like the celebrity deaths, and you know, like what would you tell them, like with your space and with everything that you guys been experiencing, like what would you tell them besides going to like their page? I mean, hello, and contact them and
Right.
follow them and go to their
Yeah.
workshops. But what advice, like, or what could you share with them that can help
Like a
them?
young man who just feels completely alone right now.
Yeah.
The word that you used, alone, was what I was gonna say.
Mm-hmm.
Find the community, find your tribe.
Mm-hmm.
You know, find like-minded people who will support you.
Right.
You know, because we're out here. You know, that was why we started Broreavement, just to have that space for men to come to, men and boys to come to.
Right.
When we first started this, our classes weren't filled. You know, we were struggling to get one, two
Right.
people to come in, but it wasn't about that. It was
Right.
about just having that
But you
space.
had 1-2 people.
Yeah, just having that space for the guys to show up to.
Right.
So I would tell that young man, look for us. We're out there.
The community is there.
Yeah.
And that's
Benefits,
really
yeah.
the demographic we're trying to reach because we want to teach them emotional intelligence. really.
Yes.
That's the
And the
main
maturity
thing.
part of it.
Right.
Right.
So because that pain, loss, all of that, in our community, we're only allowed to really show as men is anger,
That's it.
that emotion,
Well, that's what's expected.
you know. And there's much more to life than that.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah.
So we're trying to get them to understand that. And once you learn how to regulate your emotions and control it and understand what you're going through and how
That's
you're
right.
feeling, you know, sky's the limit. with
That's
you.
it. Yeah.
We talked about that a little bit earlier about like these things have a name,
Right.
right? Like what that is anger. What that is sadness. What that is like this
Labeling
is
it.
grief.
Actually
you know?
labeling
like
it.
this is the anticipatory grief, the shock, the all those different. We talk about that. There's like stages of grief, but there's so much more. There's not 5 stages.
There's
of
no,
grief.
grief.
no. We had someone on here that she was like, it's not that I don't follow it, but we just don't.
Yeah,
There's just so many different, and she works at Good Grief, Annette from Good Grief.
You know, Good Grief
Good
is
Grief
like our big brother.
Yeah. Good Grief. Annette's our girl. Shout out to
Good
shout out
Grief.
to Good Grief.
Definitely.
They're actually having a big thing going on the
We're going.
14th.
We'll be
Are
there.
you guys
Yes,
gonna be
we'll
there?
be there.
I was like, I
Just got
can't go.
tickets.
I'm like, I can't go
Yeah.
because it's at the time my daughter. So I have a 3-year-old, and she'll look at like the pictures of my brother, and she's like, oh, it's Uncle Sean. She's like, well, I'm gonna take the phone. I'm gonna call Grandpa. And I said, what's Grandpa's name? Oh, Grandpa Sam. I said, where is he? She goes, oh, he's in heaven. I said, what is he doing there? Oh, he's with Uncle Sean. So,
Right.
and it's like, Annette said it too. She was like, well, if that's what your belief is, like, we try to make it more like absolute. I said, but what do you tell a 3-year-old? She don't know no better.
Right.
Cause she's like, what do you mean? Why did he die? Like, what does die mean? Like, she doesn't, and she's
Right.
very inquisitive. Like she'll pound you until she gets the answer that she
Right.
understands. And it's like, well, they were sicky. And she's like, well, what kind of sicky? Like coughing? Did their
Right.
throat hurt? Did their heart hurt? And I'm like, girl, you 3, go, let's go
Right.
play. Like, we're good. Let's go play. But with all that being said, let's talk a little bit about the charity
Yeah.
and then what's your next upcoming things. And now we have the podcast-a-thon. I'm so excited for this.
Yeah,
Good
this
looking
is cool.
out for that. Everything
Yeah.
really worked out.
Everything kind of fell into place.
Yes.
Shout out to Zephy, which is the platform that we do all of our registrations and
Okay.
donations on. So I just fell into my email that they're doing a podcast-a-thon.
Mm-hmm.
So we shared it. And coming up this spring
Mm-hmm.
is going to be like our second annual prom suit drive. So last year we partnered with Macy's here in Garden State Plaza.
Love it.
And we were able to get $10,000 in donations.
Wow.
And with the money that we received, we were able to dress 26, 27.
I see here 27.
7.
Yeah,
27.
27 graduated seniors across
Yeah.
Passaic County and Bergen
Shirt,
County.
suit, tie, shoes.
Wow.
And these
everything.
are many
Yeah.
people who would not
Been able-
normally attend
exactly.
prom
Right.
because
They don't have the
Because,
money.
Yeah, they're going through things.
Right.
So-
I mean, we all going through. I mean, listen. How's your electric bill? Let's not get
Yeah,
started.
it's crazy.
oh god,
Let's not
me
get
and Jess
started.
have been sending
Yeah.
our electric bill every month. Like what?
I'm like
is
ready to
going
sit
on?
there and start a fire, like tapping the wire, like get out of here, you
Yeah.
know? Oh, listen, but it's true, like because I was working as a school counselor, and we would always. Prom bids were like almost $200.
Yeah.
So like it was like, okay, we knew that this person was going through this. We would do like collect prom dresses. So there's a woman in the town that collected prom dresses, even for the males. Like, okay, we collected so and so stuff. So I think that this is very important. So now your goal is to reach 15,000. How can they donate? Like, how can any of our audience donate? Obviously, we have audience from everywhere.
Yes.
UK, Canada, Norway. I was like, Norway.
And Australia.
Australia.
Like we got some Spotify awards and it was giving us all of like the information.
listeners.
We were like,
And I was
Look
like,
at this.
wow.
right.
Like,
We were
okay,
very
Australia.
right. The Aussie, the down under, you know?
But the donations will directly support suits and tailoring, shoes, accessories, grooming support, and confidence building mentorship before prom.
I love
Yeah.
this.
All these little gentlemen gonna
yes.
be looking nice.
Yes.
Looking fly.
Yeah, you
I
had
love
to see
it.
the smile on these kids' face. They
I'm
felt
sure.
so. It was like a
and
sense
the
of
tears,
pride. Yes.
the tears
Yeah.
of happiness, you know. And so now, where would they be able to donate? Where, like, how
So-
can they contact you?
On Instagram, we'll have a link on Instagram, and of
Okay.
course we'll give you
So
guys
give
the
it to
link
us,
Yeah,
yes.
we'll put
that
it-
you can attach to the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we're looking forward to it. I know for me, last year that put a smile on my face. My dad grabbed me that day. He was like,
You did
"Haven't
it.
seen you smile like this in a long time.
Aww.
It's so fulfilling.
I'm proud of
Yes,
you. Like
yeah.
all of
Yeah.
these things are coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, with
this is good stuff.
with the work that we're doing. So yeah.
And obviously, when I see this, you know, I'm so when me and Daniel, when we first started, I was like, okay, we're talking, and you know how it is,
Yeah. She
my
starts putting all the connections.
and I start
Oh,
connecting,
man.
and I
She's
start
connecting
connecting
with
and going
everybody.
crazy, and I'm like, I already have like 4 people that I already like. I'm like, can't wait till this episode is over. So I can't wait to tell you and connect you guys.
When is the goal by? It's 15,000 by.
By the end of April. We
I was
have-
gonna
Okay.
say, yeah,
By
because
the
I know
end of
prom
April.
season.
Yep.
They need to
Prom
have the
season is
funds
usually
to
May.
prepare.
Yeah, May.
Yeah.
But the boys usually
gotta
wait
prepare.
to the week before.
Of course
so,
they do.
So we're trying to get everything going. So
They can be tailored, groomed.
Exactly.
I love that. I love this. And thank you so much. And thank you so much for joining us. We're so excited to
Oh my
have
God.
and we,
Yeah,
can't wait
this is
to,
dope.
we hope that you come back.
Yeah,
And, I mean,
we
you guys
need
are
to
hop,
have a
skip, and a
part
jump.
two.
Yes. And we can also talk about how we did with the charity and
Oh, for
everything
sure.
else,
Yes.
and all the new things that you and. Hey, you never know. You might have an event here, and we might just pop up on a live.
Yeah, please. We do co-ed events too. Every
Yeah.
season we try to have some sort of co-ed events.
Okay.
We've been lucky to partner with different hospitals: Memorial Sloan Kettering,
Wow.
Hackensack, Inglewood
Amazing.
Health. So we do co-ed events. We would love to invite you guys.
Oh my
down.
God, we would
Yeah,
love
that would be great.
definitely would
Yeah.
love that. I would really love that because I also feel that obviously when we started it, it's just we try to niche it down for sibling loss because I didn't have that. I was like, what the hell is that?
It's such
Like,
an unrepresented space.
yeah, and now it's like so many people. I'm like, oh my God, like this is so sad, but like, oh my God, like finally, like now there's a space for it.
So
we actually did an event with partners.
Yeah.
So you knew how to help your spouse through
Your
that
spouse,
space.
yeah, because
Or
the
your
paperwork,
partner or
Whoever,
whoever.
yeah,
You
your
know,
sister,
just-
your brother, yep.
people don't really know how to deal with it.
right?
Or know what to do. So we have this therapist, Donna Rolanda. They're
Okay.
on our team. They're really excellent, and they have
Shout
their
out
own
to
practice.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they
So
ran that.
I do
group,
therapy
and it
at
was
night,
good.
so that's why I'm like, I gotta
Okay.
represent for my little peoples.
I love that.
It's
I'm
not
so
easy stuff.
excited for the future of what you guys are doing.
Yes.
And like,
And come on, support them and support this charity, even if it's $5, right? Like, I mean, I don't know if $5 can get you a tie anymore, but we'll make it happen.
We'll make it happen.
Let's
Yeah,
take it.
we'll
Hey,
make
get me
it
some
happen.
fabric. I'll sew it
we'll
up.
throw it towards the shape up.
There you go. It's a
you
tip
go.
for a shape up.
So it's at Broreavement everywhere.
There
can
you
find
go.
us
Yes.
Everywhere at Broreavement, and like I said, you can even go on the website. You'll find us there as well.
Broreavement.org.
Thank you. And thank you so much, guys, for coming. We
Of course.
appreciate it. And, guys, you can come follow us on TikTok, Instagram, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube. And please don't forget to comment, like, share. And, you're not alone. There it is.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Feel like I'm about to rhyme up in here.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, yo. Hey, yo. We have.